prove a claim that almost nobody believes. In 1908, one car company answered that question by doing something that sounds almost insane. They took 3 of their own cars, completely apart, down to the last nut and bolt, in front of British officials who fully expected them to fail. Then they dumped every single part into mixed piles, swapped out dozens of pieces with random spares pulled off a shelf, and reassembled 3 entirely different cars from the wreckage, using nothing but wrenches. Then they drove all 3, 500 miles each, without a single adjustment. This is the story of Cadillac's Dewar Trophy test, and the single afternoon that changed how the entire world thought about American cars. In the early 1900s, European automakers, and British ones in particular, didn't take American cars seriously. The reputation wasn't entirely unfair. Most cars of the era, on either side of the Atlantic, were still essentially hand-built, each part individually filed and fitted to match its specific vehicle. That meant, if a single part broke on the road, you couldn't just grab a replacement off a shelf. A mechanic often had to handcraft a new piece to match, sometimes taking days. Precision, standardized manufacturing, the kind that let you swap parts between 2 completely different cars and have them just work, simply didn't exist yet in the automobile industry. Not in any serious way. Cadillac's co-founder, Henry Leland, thought that was fixable. Leland had trained early in his career under gunmaker Samuel Colt and admired the work of Eli Whitney, both men who'd helped pioneer the idea of truly interchangeable parts, decades earlier, for muskets and firearms. Leland wanted to bring that same precision to the automobile, building Cadillacs to tolerances tight enough that any given part, pulled from any given car, would fit perfectly into any other. The trouble was, nobody believed him. It's one thing to claim your parts are interchangeable. It's another thing to actually prove it, publicly, to skeptics. That challenge landed on Fred Bennett, Cadillac's representative in London, who'd grown frustrated defending the company's claims against doubtful British press and rival manufacturers. Bennett went to the Royal Automobile Club and proposed something almost nobody expected an automaker to agree to voluntarily. Let us prove it. Take our cars apart yourselves, mix up the pieces, put them back together using whatever's left in a parts bin, and then let's see if they run. The Royal Automobile Club invited every manufacturer selling cars in Britain to participate in the test. Only one company said yes. On February 29, 1908, 3 Cadillac Model K cars were pulled from ordinary dealer stock in London. No special preparation, no hand-selected units. They were driven 25 miles to the Brooklands racing circuit and run around the track 10 times each, simply to confirm they were in normal working order before the real test began. Then British mechanics, not Cadillac's own people, dismantled all 3 cars completely, down to the smallest components, and piled the parts together in the center of a garage. To make the test genuinely difficult, 89 of the parts were deliberately swapped out entirely, replaced with random spare parts pulled from ordinary stock, parts that had never even been near these particular 3 cars. No filing, no hand fitting, no adjustment of bearings, just wrenches and screwdrivers, and whatever pieces happened to be in reach. Over the following 2 weeks, the mechanics reassembled 3 complete automobiles from that mixed pile under strict observation the entire time. And then, on the tail end of a major snowstorm that had just swept through the region, all 3 reassembled cars were driven 500 miles each around Brooklands without a single adjustment made to any of them along the way. All 3 finished, without breaking down. For good measure, one of the 3 cars, still built from that scrambled pile of parts, was locked away and later entered into an entirely separate event that July, the RAC's own 2,000-mile international touring car trial. It won its class outright, edging out a well-regarded Swiss-built Zettel in a finish close enough to keep everyone watching until the final lap. The Royal Automobile Club awarded Cadillac the Dewar Trophy, Britain's top honor for automotive engineering achievement, the same award Rolls-Royce had won just 1 year earlier for an entirely different kind of proof, simply driving one car 15,000 miles without braking. Cadillac had taken the opposite approach, breaking 3 cars completely apart on purpose, and proving something arguably more important for the industry's future, that a car could be engineered with enough precision to be mass-produced, repaired quickly, and trusted anywhere in the world. Starting in 1909, Cadillac changed the badge on every car it built. It now read, simply, Cadillac, Standard of the World. It wasn't just a slogan. It was a direct reference to a single, deliberately brutal afternoon in a London garage, when a car company let strangers take its cars apart on purpose, and came out the other side with a claim nobody could argue with anymore. Do you think a demonstration this dramatic would even be necessary today, or has interchangeable manufacturing become so completely assumed that we've forgotten it was ever something a company had to prove at all? Let me know what you think in the comments.